If we gave it to them, are they robbing us? This week on The Hapless Heroes.
I am worse for wear, voice and head. So you listen to me. I would like hospital.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I am your host and DM as we can get back into the action of this combat that seems to be shifting a little bit into more of a retreat. We'll see. Before we get back into that and we recap you a little bit, we have our cast to introduce. You know them, you love them. On my virtual left, we have Dave playing March.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Mike as Brunner Brew Blitzboar.
I'm ready for an adventure.
Nicole as Glorp Glup Glup.
No, wait, the jar.
Sebastian as Chum Daloom.
I am a perfectly acceptable height for Hannity.
And Lewis as Lev Zangiv.
Yeah, you better run.
So last time, we left off at the top of initiative. You guys are fighting the crew of the Retastrophe, which is some sort of pirate gang associated with some organization called, pirate organization called the Steel Rats, from what you've managed to gather through probing through some of their ship systems. There's been some blows traded and some jar influence thrown around from this like weird jar thing you guys found in space before. We left off with Chum in the middle of a monologue, yelling at Captain Laserbeard, who y'all have like essentially pinned down. He's like trying to crawl out of there and like get back to his ship because a bunch of alarms are going off thanks to March doing some hacking stuff to like, distract them and get their attention. Glorp, with right out of Hork's hands, the other plasmoid has essentially ripped this gigantic casket containing the jar and like thrown it now through the door into the ship. Or like ship like docking tunnel that's going towards their vessel. So we're going to come back to the top of initiative here. Chum, you were in the middle of a monologue. I do apologize.
That's fine.
But I did kind of interrupt you because also, we have Percival also crawling, from the top, trying to get in there. To
more reinforcements.
He's not doing so hot from what y'all saw.
They don't know that. Hopefully.
He's gotten a couple big bonks on the head that have slowed him down a little bit.
And then if we were at top of the initiative order, that's why I was the monologue, because it was mine. So I think I'm the first in the initiative order. Yeah, so, if you want to finish off what you're saying, Chum, we're going to get back into your turn. Again, so we have, just to give you, for the audience, it's only been a week, but for the players, it may or may not have been a little extra time.
My bad.
Laserbeard is currently embroiled in a melee right now, I think, with Brew and with Lev.
And Chum.
So, he is now looking to actively disengage from it, just based on the amount of hits he's taken. And I think it was Long Tim. Looks like he has started running back into their ship to kind of figure out what's going on with all the alarms and things that are going off. And then you still have Little Looney Bin and Scraps, Grundleprince, the fourth, kind of trying to essentially protect their boss as he's trying to make his escape. And Higurp is next to Glorp right now, looking kind of in disbelief as they struggled to try to wrestle this jar thing from them, but then now suddenly it's in their ship, and Higurp is now looking towards the door to almost move towards the ship.
So his friends are leaving.
You can kind of see that this group is looking like they might want to just try to leave now and cut whatever losses they got. They're just going to get out of here before one of them gets killed.
Hell yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, Choom. That is where you are in the room.
Yep. In light of all these things, in light of the fact that we have done lots of damage to their leader, currently grappling with him, and his friends are leaving him, and he now has that cryo coffin that he doesn't know what's in it, gone. Choom still holding this man's beard, at now seeing the accented thrown out. Right. I'm glad we got to get acquainted with each other. Now we know something, okay? You guys, you might be the Steel Rats, but us, we're the fucking Concordians. And I'm just gonna pull his beard and I'm gonna go, drop the sword and leave, and we'll call it even. And we'll do intimidation with advantage.
Oh, you want his laser sword?
Well, I mean, it's respect, right? You guys get something, we get something. Now the crews know each other. Now, it's respect. I'm speaking pirate.
Sure. Make me an intimidation roll.
Thank God for that advantage. Fuck. Okay. Second roll. Oh, I gotta open my character sheet. Sorry. Ooh. Second roll is a dirty 17.
Okay.
With my -1.
He doesn't necessarily look like he's intimidated as much as he looks. There's a look of in his eyes as if he is outnumbered currently in his current position. His crew is coming to back him up, but right now he is in a bit of a compromised position. So he looks at the cutlass, the laser cutlass that he has in his hand. And he looks at, you and Lev, who are kind of Lev, who has him grappled and pinned to the ground.
I got crazy eyes.
That's Brew. One of the two of them pinned him down. I actually can't remember which one of the two of you pinned him down. I think it actually might have been Brew who tackled him. Anyway, that doesn't matter as much as the fact that he's, you see him release the grip on the cutlass, which then you see the flame or the beam on it cuts out, and he goes, "All right, now let's see if you're a man of your word."
I look at Lev, and I whisper in his ear, "Hey, match is over. The bell, you hear the bell? They're ringing." And I look at Brew. Does Brew look like he's about to gore someone? I feel like I would know that look, having been on his shoulder.
Does Brew have a... Could you see his eyes right now?
Right, because this guy might be dead. I don't know.
No. I mean, if you're able to see his face, he looks like Brew.
Okay.
He does not look like the enraged person that you saw at the bar.
I look at him and I'm just like, Brew, I think we can let him go. And that's up to you guys. You the monkey on your shoulder.
Well, in that case, what I will do is Luna Laserbeard, or Luna Laserbeard. Oh my God, Luna.
Wow, are they married?
They are not. Luna Looney-Bin is next, and it appears that she's sort of holding an action. You can see, she's still got her pistols, and she's got them trained on the group of you. Laserbeard's about to get up and start making his way to the back, and collect his people. So my question is, Lev and Bruce, since you are in melee range, do you allow him to move unimpeded? Get up and start moving towards the back of the ship to leave. As it would provoke an attack of opportunity unless he chose to use his action to disengage, but he is not going to do that, given that he was just given the offer to leave his sword and get out.
Brew glances over at Lev. I'm gonna do what you do, buddy. Whatever you decide, I'm gonna do.
Oh. Does Lev choose violence or does Lev choose
Lev is a
peace?
door that you don't want to hit your ass on the way out. So he kind of gives him the look that's like, I'm about to bonk you if you don't pick your feet up.
Okay. Well, he then, again, picks his feet up and starts making his way towards the back. Are we leaving combat here? Or is anyone going to change the situation?
Yeah, we can put a tally in the victory column. Hold on one second for us.
Yeah, Chum is happy.
I think we chalk that up to a win. Yeah, definitely.
And yet, I'm not pushing my luck.
Okay, you see him like again, wounded and definitely like kind of doubled over, like pick himself up and start scurrying towards the back of the ship. And you can see Scraps and Luna like covering for him. Higurp does kind of follow behind him. And then the rest of the two of them kind of like, slowly back out, guns pointed, right?
As
And
they're
then-
leaving, Glorp says, Higurp, wait, we should trade email addresses.
I'll find you.
And then I smash the button with my fist and we disengage the airlocks when they says that.
But before the door,
Well, you could just
closed-
slam the door in their
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
right? Because they just came through the door. Sorry,
Yeah.
March.
Yeah, before the door closes, March, kind of gives the look, some eyebrows, and a call me to Luna as the door is closing.
Oh God.
Like, doesn't actually say anything out loud.
Just-
Yeah.
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 Mhm. Just
Shipping
mouths it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Lev slams the metal metallic door shut. That's like, that was the little entry door,
And
right?
I
That's like inside the cargo.
Fist the button that decouples our airlocks. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you feel like, they're
Our air pockets.
They're
if you will.
you could hear like the mechanics of their own ship like detaching from your ship and some shout, like it's really hard to hear. I mean, you're in wild space. You're within each other's air envelopes, so there is sound, right? That's perceivable outside of your ship. You could hear some like grumbling and some shouting. You can't make it out. It's very unintelligible. Maybe just some confoundment over whatever
just happened.
systems shit is going on in there now that they're dealing with.
We just hear one word.
Jar.
Perhaps we should leave. As
Chum's
someone
already-
who knows what it's like to be unwelcome in a situation, I think we've overstayed
Chum's
it.
reslotting his ether backpack into the engine and
Don't forget, as I say, don't forget your engines do need repairs,
Yes.
and so you got to get down to Elmer's Rest ASAP.
ASAP. But first, I'm gonna reach down on the ground and I'm gonna go. Does anyone want a laser sword? This thing's too heavy for me. I can't carry this shit around.
It's just a hilt
Right.
when it's not. I mean, and it's actually surprisingly light, Shum. You can lift it
yes.
with both hands.
Oh shit. Never mind. I was just mind over matter.
Again,
I
it just
guess.
it's like okay, it's just like it's the handle with like a curved sort of like a hand guard.
Can I ignite
Right,
it?
that's on it. There's no button though.
No
There
button.
doesn't seem to be any sort of thing to engage. I'll allow you to make me like an Arcana check to see maybe if you understand how this works.
Arcana. That is a natural one, good sir. And that dice is going in jail.
What the hell is this technology?
Percy, I got a new toy for you to look at. And as I run to the cockpit,
Yeah, you see
Drop
him poke his head down now. Be like, did we get him?
yeah, you're the hero. Percy, I need you in the co-pilot chair. We gotta land.
Oh, it took me a really long time to crawl here. Does anyone have like a? Oh, hold on a second.
I'll stim him in the ass.
You hear him like fiddle with some things, and then a sound as he like sticks himself with a cure wounds.
Come on, guys, we gotta go. We gotta
has
go.
that prepared. Okay. Whoa, you can, if anyone is up on the second level now at this point, as people are like maybe climbing up or taking the elevator up, you can see that the big bump that's been on his head is like shrinking slightly as the magical healing starts to take effect. And yeah, you guys, get into your seats and kind of get back on course to Elmer's Rest. You are in the Occipital Wild Space system, so we are in like an actual pocket of wild space here. You're heading towards the second planet. You're not too far at this point. There's no other interruptions, but Glorp, Your console blinks as it appears you have received a new Gale Mail message.
Oh, an email. Sorry. Oh, a Gale Mail.
And it is from a one Higger Pork. And it just says, "Hey."
It's a little desperate if you ask me. In like 5 minutes.
Is the address actually like one Higger Pork at? You said.
It just says. It appears that the email address is just some random set of characters with like there's no discernible actual name.
I thought I was going to say something cool.
It is signed as Higgerp. It's just the actual email address just appears to be random characters. You're not sure if it's a throwaway or if it makes sense to Higgerp for some reason, but it's just like random letters and numbers.
Okay.
Lev sees that and is like, Morch has been sending out phishing emails as part of security training, so you better be careful with that.
That's great. It is part of the in the last couple of days of travel or whatever that's part of the countermeasures that he's been installing on the ships. He's literally just doing internal penetration testing.
And for the last 48 to 72 hours, Lev has fallen for every single one of them. You've click on this link. We're gonna have to change your password, and it says it's like Narch.
Yeah, from Narch.
Glorp considers
the text is too small. I can't read the difference between M and N.
I am a prince of the Imperial Protectorate.
Glorp doesn't want to get the ship in any trouble or fall for any phishing emails, so Glorp flags it for phishing review just in case.
Amazing! I love that so much.
Sorry, so whose inbox does that go to now?
Probably mine.
That goes to March's inbox.
Okay.
I mean,
Brew doesn't even check his
it was
email.
going to one of my inboxes anyway.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say, Mike?
Brew doesn't even check his email.
Yeah, if anyone actually looks at
It's
Brew's
literally-
screen, because you are getting a Galnet connection in this system, there is some sort of relay or whatever that is providing service to your ship here. Brew, you could just if anyone looks over at Brew's screen, you see his little mail icon on his console screen, and it has
Has a number.
a big number already, and it's been
It's so big that it's just the infinity sign now.
already. This is like this is at most 8 months worth of email. Okay, this is maybe 9 months now at this point.
Damn.
Listen, I think Seb has used Brew's email to sign up for random shit on the internet, and so I'm getting all this junk mail, but I'm not even checking it anyway, so it doesn't.
Hey man, that's a legend.
Amazing.
But also, if you get a Ship Digest Weekly, that is a coincidence.
I actually really need that. No, I can just make sure it gets to me.
Please.
One of my students got my email, so I had to pay for extra storage.
Oh my.
So we are
Alright,
docking or going to that.
Y'all are approaching.
My son handles my emails.
You are approaching the moon of Elmer's Rest. There are a few different places that are coming up for you to be able to request docking or landing rights to, right? Just a landing permission, I'd say. Let me pull up my notes.
I'm gonna kind of, as I'm seeing this out the giant window, be like, Lev, can you make comms with anyone? Can you? Are there any flags for comms? We gotta land somewhere quick.
What's this place called again? Elmer?
Elmer's Rest.
So this
Elmer's
is the
Rest?
moon of Elmer's Rest. There are 3 settlements that look like they have landing pads in which you can actually request docking rights to. They are Timberfall, which is the largest settlement here on Elmer's Rest. It appears. It's you can see based on the little map it's giving you. Looks like it's built at the base of some sort of gigantic waterfall, in a clearing, in these otherwise towering would be like redwood tree equivalent, like forests. You have
And
Hollow.
is there a name? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Keep
Then
going.
there is Hollow Point, which is a remote settlement that's tucked deep within the forest, more towards the like northern, like I guess like pole of like all of these settlements are on like what appears to be like one hemisphere, right? Because it just based on the way that the rotation is you would imagine this was potentially because of the sunlight it gets on this particular side of the moon more often than not.
Okay.
This appears to be more like a small trade settlement, more because it's more remote. You would imagine there's probably different. It's not as large of a settlement as Timberfall is, and then you have Hearthglade, which is in a larger sort of like plains area outside of the what it was otherwise gigantic like forests all over this moon. It's a small village still. But it appears to be in a sheltered valley, but they do have a couple landing pads, it seems. But Timberfall appears to have like a full-fledged actual docking facility or landing facility with mechanic repairs and whatnot for offer.
Timberfall, you said, is the biggest of the cities.
It's the biggest of the settlements here. I would not call any of these cities.
Okay. Yes. Settlements. Elmer's. And Timberfall being the biggest, Hollow Point being the
most remote,
the middlest, and then tucked more into the woods, a small trade settlement, and then Hearthglade is the smallest.
It's a smaller like it's sort of a village, but they have built a couple landing pads potentially for just like trade and other things to make things a little bit easier.
Okay, where do we want to? Where? I mean, there's plenty of places to park, but where do we want to go?
March.
I pause it to the group.
Can you check the manifest and see if we now still have illegal shipments on board? What's the inventory say? I can't remember if we had phlogiston or not on board still.
I mean,
we wouldn't declare our phlogiston anyway.
You do in that. I mean, you do because you made the injection system with it. Like your ship itself is using illegal fuel, but I will remind you, this is a frontier system. It is not under the influence of any of the major factions.
So it's not illegal.
You have no idea what laws or rules may have been set up here, because that may vary even from settlement to settlement, let alone with the system itself.
I'm just thinking out loud here.
You were robbed literally on your way here.
I'm just thinking out loud here, because if we go to the bigger place, they probably have more likely to have the stuff we need to make the repairs. But if we have illegal things on board, they're also more likely to care at the bigger places. So I'm just kind of positing that could be a possibility. Because, we may have gotten robbed by pirates, but I'll be damned if we get robbed by a government.
What's the difference?
You're right. On the nose, as always. So it's up to you guys. I'm going wherever you guys want to go. I'm just positing that bigger place probably has the stuff we need. More likely.
I mean, if you're looking for a suggestion, I guess Percival will turn to you. Chum, as he's looking, he's in the co-pilot seat. He's like, well, I guess if we need to get repairs done, or if we need some supplies, I wouldn't mind if we went to the larger settlement, so that maybe I could take a look around for things to replace, the stuff that we didn't actually install in the ship, and maybe take some time to repair things and maybe fix the fabricator.
This all sounds very expensive, so
it's true.
We're going to go to.
We have some money, and maybe you can find some work. Make some extra money. Like I have, I'm gonna buy my own tools and supplies. Okay,
or maybe we find deal and not pay crazy price inside of big city.
That's true. Well, I mean, listen, let's just land and see what we're working with, because I have no idea what they have here.
Several alarms are going off on the dashboard. Several lights are turning on.
You tell me which settlement we want to go, and I will call their tower and figure out if we can land there.
Timberfall sounds good to me. I vote Timberfall.
Timberfall. Yeah. All right.
What's our ship called?
Astrid.
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 Space Shuttle Astrid, essentially.
Do we have any numbers, like a transponder number?
It's not like, I don't like to track arbitrary stuff like that, but if you would like to make up one and track that for yourself to immerse yourself further, you are more than welcome to.
I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting information.
Just your call sign and transponder information. Like, I'm sure there is like some sort of like hexadecimal type transponder code that's associated with your call sign of SS Astrid. But if you say SS Astrid, they will know.
Yeah.
If it hasn't been said already, I just want to make sure because I don't want to forget.
For sure.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I call the tower or traffic or whatever. Timberfall Tower, SS Astrid, 12 miles west. Inbound for landing.
You are. You're like still in, like you're still barely, you're like in orbit, if anything else. Like you still haven't even like, like.
Even better. Okay. I am in
You guys are like
orbit.
approaching the planet. You can make this call from, before you even like enter the atmosphere of this.
Well,
moon.
I didn't know how close we had gotten.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're getting pretty close.
I didn't really say, so I'm sorry. In my mind, you guys are still on approach. So, because you would have to, from space, pick a spot and then start flying towards it, right? And then, before you even, start doing all that stuff. Anyway, so yeah, but you call their tower, and you hear, just a very sort of plain voice come through. Roger, SS Astrid. Not familiar with the call sign. Where are you hailing from, son? Remember how? Okay, do you remember the fact that like when you guys were departing from the flotilla and the ATC guys were essentially saying like clear comms if you don't have something to say that's directly related to this? This guy has engaged. Has now started. Almost sounds like he's starting to start a conversation with you.
Professional standards may differ from location to location.
Yeah, to location.
You can check our flight logs when we land, sir. That is confidential. Thank you.
Okay, the gauge type. No, it's not a problem. Just, we don't get a whole lot of visitors out here in Occipiter, and I'd just like to, give a friendly voice to what's otherwise a cruel and unforgiving galaxy. You know what I'm saying, brother? Anyway.
You have a real melody when you speak. You know that?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, listen, I'm just going to assign you to landing pad 3A. Please make your approach and just come on in from north by northwest. I'll send the approach vectors right to your systems there, Astrid.
Thank you there, kindly. I almost adopted your accent.
When you land, please come on and say hi. My name's Jerry.
Jerry.
Give us a wave in the tower.
Yeah, we'll definitely give you a wave. Thank you, Jerry. All right, Astrid out.
Oh God!
And then I look at Glorp and I'm like, I go, see, Glorp, one compliment is all it takes, and we are suddenly given landing permission. I told you, easy as pie.
I'll remember that.
All right,
your course is set. All the approach vector stuff is being fed to your console. Should be easy enough to follow the boxes. Just fly in the boxes. That's all you got to do.
Completely ignore all of the warning lights that are now turning on. The engine is definitely not overheating.
Choom, please make me a piloting check as you start to breach the atmosphere of this moon.
Okay. Let's see if this dice does me any better. It's not bad. Plus, that's a dirty 17, good sir.
Okay. There's a little chop as you're making your approach in, not because of your lack of skill piloting, Choom, but because the engines themselves seem to be having a hard time regulating power. And so your speed is a bit seems to be a bit inconsistent or a little variable. So it's creating a little bit of weirdness as you're trying to make adjustments to actually, enter the atmosphere instead of just continue to orbit, and miss your entry angle. So you still managed to do it just fine. But you're definitely, there might be, maybe your heart skips a beat just a little bit just because, the ship is definitely a pride and joy for you, and you're not trying to have anything terrible happen to it, and so you're just doing your best to.
Our relationship flashing before my eyes as I'm trying to land it.
But yep, you can see that as you're approaching now the settlement of Timberfall. Like I said, it's at the base of this gigantic, colossal waterfall that goes up like hundreds and hundreds of feet. So it's like in this this valley below this waterfall, and otherwise surrounded by these dense coverage of like redwood like height and width type trees.
Oh wow!
super high canopies. In fact, like, because of it, only because of the angle you're approaching, are you able to see the clearing at all to be able to then, kind of get above it and start slowly descending. Because, these are kind of VTOL type shuttles. You don't just have engines that make you go forward. You also have engines that can kind of,
up, down,
help you go up, down, because sometimes landing places you can't always make a,
gravity may vary.
Horizontal approach. You do also, as you're starting to approach where you're going to land, you can see like the settlement itself is just kind of what appears to be a collection of different they look like shipping containers, but shipping containers that were intended to be used for almost like modular settlements that you would see you're very typical or science fiction type trope if you're imagining what settlements on early settlements on a new world would be, right? It's just a lot of different containers stacked and organized in such a way to kind of create almost like a village type structure. You have you have apartment or housing type modules. It looks like there may be some other small businesses, saloons, things like that. It's a lot of metal and other things that have been used to kind of construct stuff. And you can also see that there are other structures that have been made out of wood because of the plentiful amount of wood that exists. So it seems to be sort of a collection of these structures. And then you have it almost looks like if you were to just take an old west frontier town, all the wooden buildings and stuff like that, and just plopped it at the base of a waterfall in a forest, right? And then added some of those shipping container type things. So you can kind of see where they started and what was built afterwards, right?
Brings a tear to my eye.
Yep. The landing zone is just south of the waterfall and river that actually splits Timberfall in half. There's the river actually runs straight through the settlement, and there's a bridge that crosses it that kind of goes through both sides, that connects both sides. So you're on this sort of southern half of Timberfall. Arriving at their landing areas. There actually appears to be a large number of landing pads here. You're counting at least probably 10, and they're of varying sizes. So you can see that they've kind of built these to support varying sizes of ship that could enter atmospheres and whatnot. You see 3A. You are able to easily set the ship down. I'm not going to make you roll another piloting check to land. You did it already, buddy. Congratulations.
Yay.
You can, as you're kind of making your way down, though, you can see the air traffic control tower sort of at the base of the building that is sort of attached to this sort of we'll call it an airport or spaceport that you're landing at right now. That's been built here, and you do see a couple what appear to be human shaped figures silhouetted waving your way.
Oh,
you're
wow.
landing at what appears to be high noon essentially. Based on the local time that's now updating on your systems.
I like this place. Reminds me of home a little bit. Grew up on a moon.
Yeah, this is a bit of a, while you come from a very lush green planet yourself, right, from Verdara. This is essentially if you were to take one of the one of the areas of that planet, one of the big, dense ancient forests, but then make it just its own moon.
Yeah.
Right? It's just that smaller, more condensed.
The
Because Verdara is a
trees,
much
man.
larger planet than this moon is. And yeah, so now you've landed. There, you can see that there's some people moving around, but this does not appear to be any sort of official operation. This is you don't have a bunch of mechanics rushing over to the ship. You don't have a ton of people guiding your landing down. There's definitely not as much personnel as you've become accustomed to, say at any of the docks at the flotilla that you've been to. This is very much more of a skeleton crew that seems to be running things around here. Based on what you're looking at, though, just from looking out the windows of your ship, though, it appears to be variety, mostly human-ish, human-adjacent type species out here. You do see a couple larger, more bulky, more bulbous feature type humanoids. They look kind of almost like troll-like, but very more humanoid than troll. You're not really entirely sure. You've never encountered anything like that before. anywhere else. They're like kind of purple or even green skin, like big noses. Like they're probably 7'5" at at the tallest that you're seeing right now. Not quite sure what they are. Very like kind of Goliath type size, but not Goliaths. Yeah.
Oh, some
But you've
corn,
landed.
Fred.
This is not like there's no docking bay or anything. It's not like an airport where they extend the thing out to you. There's no concourse necessarily. There is just a landing pad. You can extend the ramp down or just open the door, and like walk out of your ship.
Oh, we could do that,
And
or
begin to explore.
we could all take
or you
a
could take stock
nap.
of what's going on.
I don't know about you guys.
As you're noticing as you're landing, are you turning the ship off? Kind of turning, turning things off. You notice that the gravity feels a little bit different here now that your own gravity envelope is shrinking and closing, right? Because you've turned the ship off. You feel a little bit lighter on this moon. Not like
I don't know if I would notice.
not extremely. No, it's enough to be. It's enough because you feel like you just don't feel like things are weighing you down as much right now. Like you just you sitting in your seat, like you almost felt like as the ship turned off, like you almost felt yourself get lighter. Just ever so slightly, but it was perceptible.
Is it possible to posit a rest?
In the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to sleep in, your tiny little bunk rooms, you're more than welcome to, or you could find like actual proper lodging with food and other things.
So
here.
I would kind of posit to I don't know about you guys, but watching Lev take all that damage during that fight made me real tired. So I think before we begin anything, we should probably take a sleep. We should probably go to sleep.
I mean, you can take a short rest, roll some hit dice, and get some hit points back at least if you want to go find some more proper digs instead of sleeping on your ship. You're more than welcome to, just land and fall and just take a nap on your ship before getting out.
I like the idea of
you've been given
having
landing permission.
those people standing there waving for 8 hours. I really like that idea. Waiting for people to come out of the ship. Just like,
Again, it's like high noon on this planet.
Is it the kind of first impression we want to make on folks?
these are good points to make, Much.
It is a bit, Percival's going to chime in. He's like, listen, I'm all for resting and, I'm still getting used to this whole, it's whatever time it is, whenever we land somewhere kind of thing. I feel a bit space lagged myself, but I would also suggest that it is a little bit weird if we request a docking permission and then just land somewhere and then just kind of take a nap in our ship and never actually exit. So we just kind of showed up here and are just just napping at the front door, That's what it feels like to me. I would feel uncomfortable with it. My anxiety's not gonna let me sleep about that,
Yeah.
So I might just go. If your guy's gonna take a nap, that's fine. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go look for somewhere to get some shopping done and maybe ask about repairs.
We'll go do the social thing. We'll do the socially acceptable thing that I don't understand. It's fine.
Listen, you are more than welcome to take a nap. I'm just saying that one of us should at least walk out of this ship so that it doesn't just look like we just showed up here to take a nap and then we're gonna, it just, I don't know. It feels weird to me, man. I'm just gonna go do some shopping. I'll be back. I'm gonna go get a lay of the land. I don't have anything else. Wait. Right. Did anybody bring my phone? No, you left it we left it at the house, right? Yeah, we did. Okay.
Well, I brought mine.
Does anyone?
Yeah, yours is still on the dining table for sure.
Get the Casa Concordia.
So Percival is saying he's ready to kind of get off the ship.
All right.
and get his start looking around for somewhere to buy parts and other things.
I'll give him a list.
What are the rest of you doing? You're gonna give him a list.
Yeah, because he's the DMPC, so it's like.
Sure, you can give him a shopping list. DM me things, I guess, that you would be DMing Percival and
ship repair stuff.
In fact, and bonus points if you DM it in the voice or style of your character, because I'll post these or forward these to the Discord thread when this episode goes live.
Solid.
So you can kind of see the things that were sent to Percival.
Solid.
We'll throw a little flavor on this. So you as your character send me a DM.
I got me an idea. Me and Percy are gonna go take a look around at some stuff. We're gonna tell you what's available, After that, we're gonna have a little sit down and see, with what we can get here, what we can actually do for this hunk of rust to make it look less valuable and actually be more valuable.
It's not a bad idea. And then the rest of us.
I want this thing to look like, insert Dave here, like a busted up 87 like Civic or something like that. Like the equivalent of just a piece of shit that nobody wants anything to do with.
Until you pop the engine.
And then on the inside, just the best technology we can do.
Right. Yep.
While
I take the
you guys
ether
are
backpack
doing-
with me. Go ahead.
While you guys are doing that, I might go shopping for some food supplies because I think we ate all 2 boxes of cereal we brought with us.
And someone opened all the jars of all the preserves, so
Don't say jar.
those have the shelf life on those.
say
Yeah.
jar.
Well, Percival didn't say jar. Me, the disembodied voice in your minds said jar.
Don't say jar, don't say jar, don't say jar.
Yeah, Glorp is having a moment because you were still having there are some sort of after effects of this influence from this jar that y'all sort of handed off to those pirates and made it their problem, at least for now.
Glorp's not actually talking to anyone. They're just yelling to themselves after saying they were going to go grocery shopping. Don't say jar.
And I will say that all of you do, if you are taking a moment to just take stocks of yourselves mentally, except for March, who has not once experienced any sort of psychic influence from the jar. All of you are feeling sort of this sense of longing, like you kind of miss it.
The jars?
Yeah, the jar. No, the jar that you so
I'm used to it.
quickly were able to at least give away or throw away to another group of individuals. This is not the end of the jar saga. This is merely an ellipses in the story. So, but yeah, y'all just, except for March, all of you, whether you are actually expressing this out loud, do feel almost this sense of like longing or like something is missing, you know?
You should fill that with.
It's hard to shake that feeling.
If you guys are gonna go for pots and you're gonna go for food, we should probably go find somewhere to rest up and get to know the locals. If anyone wants to come with me to find a bar, tavern, inn, or motel, I don't know what we got here.
Yeah, I will. That sounds like a good idea. I will help.
Okay.
That's it.
So I'm gonna just take.
I need to rest because I am fucked up right now.
Yeah, and Lev, actually, something else
Actually,
to know,
I would like
right?
to find hospital if that is on way to house. You know.
I think you did have a stim applied to you, right? You had cure wounds applied to you.
Oh,
Or no, no, it was a
yes.
healing potion,
a
technically.
little bit of stim
So
was
I will say
injected
that your
into me.
wounds are closed, right? You're not actively bleeding or anything like that necessarily, but you are sore, bruised, and
I am worse for wear, voice and head. So you listen to me. I would like hospital.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Can I try something, Lev? Can I try something real quick? Hold on. When I was sitting on your shoulder, I noticed, like, sometimes you have to go under the... Yeah, it's hard up here, but if you go right... He takes out the oil, puts it on his hands, and starts, like, massaging a part of your shoulder and cast Healing Word. I got spell slots, why not?
well, I mean, healing word. We could use cure wounds.
Let me just say this. I have like 20. I'm at 11 out of 32 HP right now. So
I am also pretty low. I'm at 9 out of 29.
Oh.
Yeah, they fucked you up a little
I
bit.
pull out an
It's
even
not like
bigger bottle of
it was
oil.
not a one-way
Listen.
damage dealing situation.
All right.
They could have
Yes.
probably killed a couple of you if that fight kept going.
Let's go to the hospital. Yeah, that's probably... They probably have drugs. I mean, medicine.
I'm pretty sure I almost killed one too. So
I don't know. Last
for
time
an
I was
eye.
last time I was in a doctor's office, it just didn't really go the way I wanted it to.
that is true. Maybe we will take you to church and I will go to hospital. And it will be.
Take me to church.
Where are all of you having this conversation? By the way, are we still up sort of at our respective consoles and systems, like on the top level of the?
I imagine
of
we were
the
walking out the door.
ship.
I was gonna
Okay.
say I kind of imagine us like walking through the docking bay or whatever. Like,
Well,
as
because I want to describe things to you as you open the door to your ship and actually leave the ship. So okay, you're having this conversation as you're kind of getting yourselves ready to like exit and walk out into the settlement itself and kind of do some exploring. If you're lowering the ramp to get out, that's one way. Or like I said, you can just open the door and just do like a small like step ladder type thing that you can kind of extend down if you need to. There is a bit of not a crowd. That's the wrong way to describe it. There's probably about 15 people kind of standing like 50 or so feet away from your ship, like sort of at the edge of like the landing pad, like because these are just on the ground. Like they're a little bit elevated, but they're not like super like these the landing pads are not super raised up, right? They're just kind of built as on like leveled ground here. And it just kind of looks like a bunch of like locals. They're all kind of wearing varying types of like colors and of like what would look to be almost like jumpsuits. It's just like clothing. I mean, like not like prison jumpsuits or anything like that, but just sort of like, you know, like spacefarer type jumpsuits, right? Like everyone here kind of is wearing clothes that look kind of similar, and they all have like these big boots on and a lot of brimmed hats. And they're all, you know, it's like I said, mostly humanoid type folk. And they're just kind of like talking amongst themselves and kind of like waiting almost. Like they look like they're almost kind of waiting to see like who's coming out. And as you're all exiting the ship, you know, you can kind of see them murmuring to themselves a little bit, you know, just like, oh, you know, don't see a lot of folks like that around here. Where they come from, you know, like kind of, that's sort of the talk or chatter. Like no one's talking to you directly, but, you know, as you guys exiting, you know, some of them do like, you know, wave like, oh, hello, you know.
Howdy.
Well, welcome to Denver Fall. Yeah, you must come a long way, please, you know, come on, take it, you know, take in some of the sights. We got plenty a trading post set up over there. We got saloon and inn and all the fixings to kind of get y'all rested up. I'm sure it's been a long journey. Wherever you came from, you know, it's we're just happy that you came here to do business here in our little frontier town. One of them kind of says from the crowd.
I like this place.
Brew turns to Lev and Shum and just goes, "This sounds like my kind of place. These folks sound wonderful,
right? Everyone's so nice, and they're not dressed like douchebags like that other place we were at. It's great.
What do douchebags dress like?
Oh, you don't remember? They were wearing like the expensive clothes that didn't match. Plaid on plain. That's crazy. That's crazy. Am I crazy? That's crazy." Choom the dirty grease monkey says.
And Brew's wearing barely anything.
Right.
So
I got it in a magazine that I ordered for Percy.
You know, there's some like signposts that are kind of like posted up all over the place, like around like the landing pad area. There's a building here that looks to be sort of like the like terminal. It's mostly for like, you can kind of see the building. It connects to where the air traffic control tower is. There is like some separation where it does appear that there's like folks who are working, you know, here and helping kind of at least guide or help unloading, like that type of stuff is happening for a few other ships that also appear to be landed here. But like everyone who's interacting with some of the other ships that are landed here also appear to be kind of, again, dressed very similarly, you know. And it all appears that you all are the only, from what you can tell, outsiders currently in like here at this particular landing pad on this particular day.
Do any of them look like pirates? Like the ones that tried to rob us?
Any of them look like pirates?
Like the ones that tried to rob us?
The people?
Yeah, like, so how the people were dressed that tried to rob us in orbit, right, of this place?
No, they are not dressed the same. Those pirates had very different clothing on. They were all wearing their own kind of thing.
I want to make sure.
I'm pretty sure Captain Laserbeard, if I didn't say it before, which I'm pretty sure I did have a striped shirt on.
Do we all have means of communication?
That just feels right.
I know Percy's phone's not here. Look, do you still have your phone?
Well, do our phones work on this planet? Like,
oh, that's a good point.
Is there a signal?
Yes.
Nice.
They do.
Okay.
You are connected to some sort of wireless network. Again, it's a sort of GalNet connection that is being relayed or rebroadcast here in the settlement. You have service.
Bob, do you have your cell phone?
Of course.
Okay.
What G are we on right now?
It's actually H.
H.
I was going to say 17.
Okay, we've
Oh,
moved
it's
to H.
now.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's 7
And
H.
so we're on
It's
Triple
3H.
H.
It's 3H.
3H.
Yes.
Yeah, Triple H. Yeah, got it.
Triple H.
Okay, so if March still has his communication ways, Orb still has their communication ways. I have my phone too. All right, good. We'll all be in communication with each other. Make sure that we don't get lost. But when you guys are done, come meet us at the after we're back from the hospital. We're gonna go find a tavern or something.
Oh boy, do I love when we split the party. Okay. So we have Percival and March going to maybe locate supplies, like go to the trading post and kind of see what kind of stuff we're working with, what type of services and or goods we can procure. We have Choom going with, was it Lev?
Lev and Brew, I believe.
And Brew? Wait. So you're leaving Glorp to just, what was Glorp going to go do?
Food.
Grocery shopping.
Just grocery shopping. Okay.
I trust Glorp
I mean, so
complicitly.
you're going to be going with the Percival and March, because it appears to be they're just like a trading post where all of the different types of, like things can be bought. I mean, there might be, like as far as, this is a settlement. This is not like a city where there's like different shops or different places. There's no franchises here. This is just people who have stuff that they're going to try to sell to anyone who comes here and wants to buy it,
Cool.
or within the community itself.
Yes. Also going to the trading post then.
So 3 and 3, that's not bad at all. Okay. Wonderful. Y'all set off into the settlement of Timberfall on Elmer's Rest and get down to business. And this is where we're going to close the curtain briefly on this episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I will note, as the curtains make their way to a close, the camera pans away from the group as they're kind of walking out the concourse and heading down into the actual settlement itself. The camera then pans to the ship. I'm going to zoom that camera into the ship. Through the door. The lights are off. It's quiet in here. It's just us here. You and me and you and me audience. Just us. No one else is here. Never you mind. It's quiet. No hum of the engine this time. No chatter of its crew. It's just you and me. Oh, and is that the jar? Hey, if you like us, you could find us on the internet. We're on such places as, well, whatever. It's just, you don't have to, I don't have to tell you where we are. We have a link tree. It's just linktr.ee/haplessheroes, where there's just many, many, many links. And by many links, I mean like a handful, where we have our internet presence. And among those links is what I would consider to be the crown jewel of our internet presence, and where you can most reliably get in touch with us, talk to us about the show, and discuss things within our community. And that's our Discord server. We have a wonderful community in there that continues to grow every time I check. With people just talking about D&D. We're discussing some of the details of these episodes. I'm posting up other stuff in there, or supplementary material. Some of the things that we share between each other while we're recording these, like we're sharing those in the different episode threads we have in there. And we're talking about everything from D&D to things that aren't D&D, sharing memes and all that fun business. So we would encourage you to come check it out, click that little link, and be a part of it yourself. Now, listen, if you really, really, really like us, we'd encourage you also to leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Those really just help give our show some additional visibility, bring more people in to listen to this thing that we're creating. And we also really just enjoy reading all the kind words y'all have to say about us. And listen, even if your podcast service doesn't allow you to leave a review, if you can just leave a rating, and then you want to say some nice things anyways, we have a 5-star channel in our Discord server where you can say some nice things to us. And you could also, I guess, if you're listening to this on YouTube, subscribe, and maybe leave a comment or something. That would be cool, I guess. Okay. So yeah, if we find those things, we'll acknowledge you here on the air as the 5-star human being that you are, because again, we just appreciate all the nice things that y'all have said about us. It really does make a huge difference and make us want to just keep doing this thing, because obviously we're doing something right if so many of y'all are enjoying what you're listening to. Now listen. Maybe your love runs deeper. Maybe you want to throw a little bit of money at us every month to get some access to some behind the scenes and other bonus materials that otherwise aren't here in this podcast that you're listening to. And that's that kind of stuff can be found on our Patreon. Patreon.com/HaplessHeroes. There's also a link to it on that aforementioned link tree. The price of a cup of coffee every month. We have a whole bunch of behind the scenes content. I'm also currently working through a bunch of backlog of additional bonus content we've recorded in between episodes, or if someone's got to get up for a few minutes or whatever, just some of the extra banter or things that get cut out of our normal episodes. I try to compile them or arrange them in such a way that, just a little extra, peek under the hood for some of y'all who are into that sort of thing, or on any of the bloopers or the things that happen and have happened over the course of the 8 some odd years we've been doing this show. It's all there. We also have a bunch of out of character content, and as well as even some free bonus episodes that exist on there that are also fed to an RSS feed that goes to a different Spotify thing. And so we have a whole bunch of extra bonus content there. Again, for the $5 a month, you get access to all of it. And, we're continually trying to figure out other ways to give back to all of you who have supported our show for so long. So thank you. Now, that's all I really have to say. So I'm going to go ahead and outro this wonderful cast of characters for you, starting on my virtual right. We have Lewis playing Lev Zangief.
Are you sure it's not pronounced chiropractor?
Sebastian is Choom Daloom.
Until next time.
Nicole as Glorp Glup Glup.
Okay, I'm just gonna get a couple of groceries that come in jars.
Mike as Brunner Brew Blitzbore.
I'm looking for a nice little honky tonk, something fun.
And Dave as March.
The smell of shopping. Somewhere new where they don't know, me. Good night.
And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. Tune in next week where we... hold on. I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, that's so funny, Jar. That's... you're so funny. We'll see you next time.
Bye!
Bye.
Jar.